And a good Friday evening, everyone. Thanks for joining for this Tropics After Dark. Of course, still talking about potential tropical cyclone number 3. Not officially a depression or a storm, and really losing the time to become a depression or a storm as it is moving to the north at a nice pace. It's not moving very fast by any means, not like those storms we saw late last season that went about 20 to 25 miles per hour. But it is moving at 16 miles per hour to the north, so it's not slow at all. It's not one of the storms, like I said earlier, that's going to stall out and just drop a bunch of rain for several days. That's not going to happen with this. This is actually moving at a solid clip. That is good news. We still have lots of rainfall to go as we go through the rest of this evening and into early tomorrow. How's everyone doing tonight? Good to see you here. Nicole, Catherine from Biloxi, thanks for joining. Jennifer from West Wego, thank you for joining as well. Joey from Panama City, good to see you on here. And a whole bunch of other folks, too. Janice from Denham Springs, thank you. Portland, Maine, trying to get back home to Panama City Beach, Florida. Interesting. Yep, Panama City seeing some rainfall right now. And if you look at that bubble up there at the last frame of that satellite picture, we're about to lose the visible. As it turns nighttime, you lose the visible satellite. If you don't know, it's just like looking down from space and seeing the clouds. So once it becomes nighttime, you lose the visible satellite. But what we're seeing on here, a couple of things to note. You see this little swirl right around here. That is where the National Hurricane Center, if you look at their plot, it's offshore of Louisiana still. And I think somewhere in there is where they're plotting the actual center of circulation. So you can see the spin. What I showed you earlier was just a little vortex that kind of forms in the broad low. You can get these little swirl ups, and that's what happened. And look, I'm in Kenner, Louisiana, and it got gusty and very rainy. It was a little bit windy, in the last hour or so. So it definitely feels very tropical out there, without a doubt. There's no doubt in my mind it feels tropical outside. So although it's not an official tropical system as far as the name goes, you can tell it's something happening. So look at the end of this frame here. You see all this bubble up here of the clouds. We're starting to see some pretty strong storms in there. That just tells you that those storms are kind of bubbling into the atmosphere. But there's some strong stuff offshore of the Florida Panhandle that's still to move on shore as we go through tonight. As the system begins to push north, remember, all this is going to come with it. So, how you doing, Leandro? Good to see you on here. So if you haven't had the rainfall yet, I know a lot of folks across the Gulf Coast have had a lot of rain so far. And, hopefully we don't get the excessive amounts where we have some flash flooding problems. But right now, so far, let me switch over to the radar here. If you look at the radar, we'll see what's kind of going on. Take a little radar tour here. You see some showers and thunderstorms, or not thunderstorms really, I haven't heard any thunder, but showers and some heavier storms coming around southeast Louisiana right now in the New Orleans area, and that's stretching across down toward the coast, Plaquemines Parish, and then over toward the Mississippi Gulf Coast too. We can kind of zoom in a little bit here and see some of those showers around Pearlington, Mississippi, Bay St. Louis, Waveland getting some storms right now. Gulfport not looking too bad, although you're getting some light rain. Biloxi as well, some very light rain right now. But there's some heavier stuff still to come on shore. Now, for now, between kind of maybe Pascagoula and maybe Mobile, has kind of been, you're getting the light to moderate rainfall for the last couple of hours, but the heavier stuff has kind of spared the area around there so far. That doesn't mean you can't still get into some heavy stuff later on. Let me switch to the Mobile radar to fill in a little bit more. Watch. Yeah, so there you go. And now look, that's the storms we were just looking at just a second ago on the satellite. And let me switch over to this radar here, probably get a better look at it. So you see all this stuff here, and again, we're looking Florida Panhandle here. This is Pensacola, of course, and Destin, Navarre, all those areas. But look at the stuff that's still to move up. Some pretty strong stuff there offshore, and again, that's all going to be pushing northward as we go through the rest of the evening and into tonight. So keep that in mind. Not going to be over with just yet. We still got a little ways to go with this. Lots of rainfall still to come in these areas until this thing is totally to our north. Expect these showers and storms to be moving in, and so that'll help to accumulate some inches of rainfall across some areas. Now, as you look at, and I saw someone there, Shannon said, yeah, Baton Rouge, and again, this is what we were talking about yesterday or the night before. Just the contrast of the two sides of this thing. Look around like Laplace, right? Some light to moderate rainfall around Laplace, but then look to the west. Yeah, you go toward Ascension Parish and over there toward Baton Rouge, Acadiana, Lake Charles. There's some very, very spotty stuff over there. Some very light showers, no big deal at all. Probably a breezy evening with a couple of little showers passing by, but overall it probably doesn't feel too bad over there. It might feel a little bit tropical, but the weather on the west side of the storm is, looking pretty good. Now, somebody asked, Jamie asked about wind from this in Mandeville around landfall. Now, let me show you here. Go back to this screen, and let's clear that out. So let's go to the cone. Where's the cone at? There it is. All right, so it's going to be making landfall probably overnight tonight. And as the center of whatever this is, swings by southeast Louisiana, that would probably be in the overnight hours. We could see some winds, but again, they have it at about 45 miles per hour around the center of circulation right now. So we're not talking anything that's going to be a huge deal. Yes, you might get 35 to 45 mile per hour winds as the center swings by tonight. But I don't think it's going to be anything that's going to be too bad that we don't normally see in some very strong thunderstorms. In fact, I was looking at the right here. This was 5:53 Central Time, so about almost an hour ago. But notice the winds. That was in Kenner. East at 30, sustained, gusting up to about 41 miles per hour. So we're getting some pretty good winds here, in the Kenner area. And so that was Kenner. And if you look across... I don't know if Biloxi, maybe some folks in Biloxi, I don't know what kind of winds they were getting, but no, not too bad. Southeast 13 gusting to 21 miles per hour, and that was about an hour ago. Just updated every hour. Mobile got southeast 20 gusting to about 30. So, and that goes to show you, Biloxi's actually closer to the center than Mobile and Pensacola. But notice Pensacola and Mobile both have stronger winds, and that was kind of what I was saying the other night, is strongest stuff may be located away from the center with this thing, especially east of it. And Pensacola, you get into those squalls, those storms that kind of move through, you can get some winds south of 20, gusting up to almost 40 miles per hour. So some pretty decent winds there across a lot of the Gulf Coast currently. And if you look at the infrared satellite picture, right, so the center's somewhere up here spinning around, but the shear is still knocking these storms off in this direction. So notice still kind of have that fire hose look here, where it's kind of just spraying stuff around the, toward the coast. And until this moves all the way through, there's going to be that chance to see some rainfall, because remember, center is going to be swinging this way, and so all this is going to be swinging this way, right? And so that's why the worst of that rainfall is probably going to be expected in these eastern portions, well east of where the center is actually going to move through. And that's just the case with these storms that form in June. Not perfect conditions, obviously. Lots of wind shear in the upper levels. You can clearly see kind of what's going on here, as we've had this kind of broad spin. It's knocking everything in that direction. Never really going to see a true tropical looking system with this, and that's why all this stuff is well east of where the center is, and that's where the rainfall is going to be expected for the rest of the night. And that's what National Hurricane Center had this outlined. Still seeing the potential there. At least they had it kind of circled, these little red areas. That was anywhere from 10 to 15 inches of rain, but generally I like to just kind of circle this entire kind of area right here is kind of where I thought we'd see the most of the rain, and that's what we're kind of seeing right now on the radar. So something I'll continue to watch as we go into the evening and overnight is just where's the rain going to set up, where's the worst of it's going to set up, because even southeast Louisiana, earlier we were looking at the modeling, at least the GFS model had like New Orleans having about an inch, but I'm telling you, I'm pretty sure, I haven't seen any official reports, but with the rain we've gotten in the last hours, or a couple of hours or so around southeast Louisiana, I'm pretty certain we've accumulated even more than an inch already. And so that's why with the models for these types of systems, they're good to follow to kind of get a general area of where rain might fall. But until it's happening live, it's hard to predict amounts with these things. I've seen them go way over and way under in different cases. So something to keep in mind there. But that general area is where the the worst of the rainfall is going to fall. Yeah, Georgia Marrero, I'm not surprised. Southeast Louisiana I hear it outside right now. Decent winds right now. In the last hour, there were 30 to 40 mile per hour winds, and that's just the nature of the beast with these tropical systems. This was that look what we looked at earlier, Fort Walton Beach. Sun's starting to go down a little bit there, and big waves coming in right now. I know they closed the beaches, double red flags. Don't go in the water, right? Not very safe right now. Rip current risk. The sea looks angry with that tropical system and some of those storms are going to be pushing in the next few hours. That's Fort Walton Beach, Florida, right now. So around Fort Walton Beach, you can kind of see. Let's move over a little bit and kind of see what view that we're seeing there, and zoom in a bit. Right. Okay. So where are we at? So we are somewhere. So that, yeah, all these storms that are coming in around. There's Fort Walton, Navarre. So that storms are offshore, and so that's kind of what that camera was looking at there. The storms moving in from the south to the north. So there's a look at it live. So pretty cool to see that in real time, and also look at it on the radar. No problem. No problem, Carlene. Thanks for tuning in here. So that's the latest on potential tropical system number 3. It's too many words. They don't, that's why. Look there, it updated a little bit. Oh, look, we got the latest. This literally just came in. So yeah, 7 p.m. 45 mile per hour winds moving north at 16, and yeah, it's likely this is not going to become a depression or a named storm after all. And that was something that we had talked about might not ever happen because just the conditions aren't right in the Gulf right now. Oh, yep. Thanks for joining again, Darren. Yep, there we go. There you are, right there on the radar from Niceville, Florida. Thanks for watching it again. But yeah, you're probably in a little bit of a rain break right now, or maybe just about to get in some rain. But there's stuff that's moving towards you over there, Darren. So wait a little while, and you will have some rain moving in the next half hour or so, probably, with the stuff coming in from offshore. All right, so that's it for Tropics After Dark for now. I'll probably come in a little bit later again. We'll take a look at what's happening across the radar and see what we're looking at. But still lots of moisture still to move north. So I'll keep an eye on this and stay with the page. And thank you all for watching again. Share this video if you'd like. And until then, have a good evening, and I'll see you guys later. Share this video if you'd like. And until then, have a good evening, and I'll see you guys later.